The United States began openly meddling in Afghan affairs in 1979 with the introduction of Operation Cyclone, a CIA trained and equipped program aimed at assisting the Afghan Mujahideen in their fight against the Soviet-allied Democratic Republic of Afghanistan. The program was one of the most expensive in CIA history. Spanning 10 years, it initially budgeted $20 to $30 million a year to back the fighters. By 1987, that number rose to $630 million a year. Why was it worth spending $1 billion to defeat a democratically elected government? The program's godfather, former National Security Advisor to President Carter's Zbigniew Brzezinski, once said its purpose was to bleed the Soviets, and it's a decision he never regretted.
Have your homes and your mosques back again, because your cause is right and God is on your side.
The purpose of coordinating will be to make the Soviets bleed.
Enjoying a special relationship with Washington, the Mujahideen was successful in both toppling the Afghan government and draining the Soviet Union, which crumbled in 1991. One main fighter celebrated throughout the war for his dedication to the cause was Osama bin Laden, who would later found al-Qaeda in 1988. The collapse of the country brought on through U.S. involvement resulted in civil war. Throughout the 1990s, various warlords and jihadi groups battled for control of the country, with the Taliban taking power in 1996. The Taliban, which also emerged out of the U.S.-backed Mujahideen, offered haven to bin Laden and al-Qaeda, which infamously attacked New York City and Washington, D.C. on September 11, 2001. That's right, bin Laden attacked the very country which once supported him as a freedom fighter. So when the U.S. invaded Afghanistan in retaliation on October 7, 2001, U.S. involvement in the country may have been something new to Americans, but for Afghans, it was the escalation of a policy in place for decades. In 2014, President Obama celebrated the end of the combat mission in the country. But as we here in the United States anticipate President Trump's announcement of a troop increase tonight, it should become more and more evident a war which has been waged for decades still has no end in sight and with no obvious goal. In Washington, Anya, Parampil, RT.